Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2023 UMD Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. To those of you watching on the live stream, welcome, and thanks for tuning in. For the first time since 2018, we will add new members to the University of Minnesota Duluth Athletic Hall of Fame, as we have the opportunity to celebrate the 22nd induction class. I'm Trista Vucetich Anderson, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies this evening. The University of Minnesota Duluth Athletic Hall of Fame was established in 1991, and after this evening will consist of 150 distinguished members representing 21 sports. Some words to describe this year's class include champions, leaders, gritty, determined, blue collar, competitive, and above all, they did it with class. Tonight's inductees are pillars for each of their programs and to what current and former UMD student athletes should strive to achieve, from national and regional achievements to conference awards and school records. At this time, I would like to introduce our Chancellor, David J. McMillan, to the stage to say a few words.
Hey, Bulldogs, former, past, present. What a great night. I'm Dave McMillan. I have the privilege and honor and amazing wonder of serving as the interim chancellor at my alma mater. So, one, welcome to all of you. Two, congratulations to our inductees. And three, just a couple words. I get to do amazing things in this job, really, really amazing stuff. And getting to celebrate the successes of former Bulldogs student athletes who've taken what they accomplished here, gone out into the world and done even more with it is just one of those things. Being part and parcel of a homecoming weekend like this is another. And I'll tell you what, I get to see the breadth and scope of UMD's academic, outreach, athletic, mission, every day. And nobody inspires me like UMD student athletes do, day after day after day. And just a remarkable group of people, and there's no way they accomplish what they do in the community, the classroom, or in the competitive arena, whatever that might be, without the leadership of the Bulldog athletic staff. So I am richly privileged to be part of a tradition as rich as this one, and that is really the extent of what I wanted to say tonight. Just tell you how lucky I feel, how cool it is that in my watch I get to be back part of a tradition that hasn't happened for a little bit now, but is back in full swing tonight. Thank you Bulldogs, thank you for the Bulldog community that supports us every day. Almost forgot the most important part of my job while I was talking about how much I like my job, and that is when I got here last August, I got a gift. I got a new athletic director that Lynn Black on his way out secured for us, and I have been celebrating that gift every day since. Forrest Carr, come on to the stage. He's a wonder.
Thank you, Chancellor McMillan. Thank you specifically for your support of UMD student athletes and coaches and your commitment to excellence throughout the university. Well, congratulations again to this year's inductees. Each of you has contributed to the tradition-rich history of UMD athletics and is deservedly joining a very distinguished group. Our staff strives each day to build upon the foundation that you helped establish and to maintain the high standards that you set. I'd also like to congratulate members of each inductee's support network, including coaches, friends, family, professors, and others. Thank you for your role in helping to make the achievements that we will hear about tonight possible. Please join me in a round of applause to recognize the contributions of the support network members who are here and those who are unable to be here. Next, I'd like to thank several groups and individuals for their help with tonight's event. First, thank you to UMD Dining Services for the exceptional food during tonight's social and for always going above and beyond to help our department. Let's give them a round of applause. And next, thank you to Blackwoods for assisting with the social and continuing to partner with the university. Thank you. I'd also like to thank the staff members here at Weber Music Hall and the current UMD student athletes who are actually here helping with tonight's event. Next, I'd like to recognize the Hall of Fame Selection Committee members for all of their work in reviewing nominations and selecting such an outstanding class of inductees. Please stand if you are here in attendance. I'm going to read them out. Committee Chair Rick Menz. Scott Lyons. Christy Plant. Gary Holquist. Greg Kane. Patty Elsmore Souter. David Thompson. Bruce Siskey. Katie Schofield. And Pat Francisco. Also, a big thank you to UMD Assistant Athletic Director Jesse Robinson and to UMD Director of Bulldog Productions Dylan Field for all of their work to make tonight's event possible, including the videos that we'll be watching. And finally, one more special group here tonight. I'd like to take this time to ask any past UMD Athletic Hall of Fame inductees who are in attendance to please stand and be recognized. Congratulations again to all being honored tonight, and please enjoy the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Forrest. So with that, let's begin. Tonight's format will include wonderful tribute videos of our inductees. I will first read superlatives on each inductee before playing their video. We will then welcome each inductee to the stage where they will receive their plaque and then give their acceptance speech. Now that we understand how tonight will run, let's get started with our first inductee. Everyone, our first inductee of the evening comes from the sport of women's basketball. Sarah Belangi Pepin. Sarah was the 1996 Northern Sun Intercollegiate Conference Player of the Year, a three-time first-team All-NSIC selection, and the 1992-93 NSIC Freshman of the Year. She finished her career third all-time on the program's career scoring list with 1,460 career points, and as the program leader in career three-point percentage. Her 485 assists ranked second in program history at the end of her career. Sarah was a two-time captain who helped lead the Bulldogs to the NSIC championship in 3 of her 4 seasons. Here's a little bit more about Sarah from her coaches, teammates, and family members.
When we watched Sarah play, wow, she had it all. She was great size, she was an athlete, and she was very skilled. She could handle the ball with both hands. She could shoot threes. You could see that she could see the floor, and she had great decision-making skills. So that was a cut above. Secondly, for those of you that know women's basketball, men's basketball, your point guard is your floor general. And it's something that coaches, that's your right-hand person, you have a great relationship. It's very similar probably to volleyball setter, that you just, it's a big-time position, a quarterback in football, all those things. Sarah, we appointed Sarah our floor general her freshman year. That says a lot.
Sarah came in, had all the talent, had a resume to go with it. She'd won a state tournament. And so she came in and, it's intimidating, and she was amazing. She quickly got her starting position, but was a teammate from the beginning. She's, took the ball up the court, passed it off to her players. She was always a team player from the moment she came, and that just kind of helped our team move along. She might have been a freshman carrying the ball up the court, but she did it with authority and continued that all 4 of her years.
She had a kind heart. If something happened, she would be there to support you or help you through it. She wasn't bashful about that. She was a person that you could reason with, and she wouldn't throw a tantrum or walk away from you. She would listen. So she made the life in my life much easier to be that way, I'll tell you that. Our son was the same way. They both were great kids.
Sarah Belanger, I just want to say congratulations. It's a much well-deserved honor to be in the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame. You are a winner.
Sarah, I'm so happy and excited for you, and such a well-deserving honor. When I got to call you to tell you that you were being inducted into the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame, I was so honored that I was able to do so, and excited, and just a huge congrats. Thanks for being who you are, and thanks for being my backcourt buddy. And I'll always have your back, and I know you all have my back as well. Congrats to you, and you are a winner.
Sarah, we love you. Thank you for all the great years, and continue on having them.
Let's welcome to the stage our first inductee into the 2023 class and the 14th player from the women's basketball program, Sarah Belanger Pepin.
Good evening, everyone. First, I would like to start off by thanking the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame Committee for this incredible honor. I would also like to congratulate the other inductees as well. I am overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected to receive this award. This award is not for something I accomplished alone, and so there are several people I need to thank tonight. What a walk down memory lane watching that video introduction. I am very appreciative to Karen, Christy, and my dad for taking the time to be interviewed and for sharing those special words. I know it sounds cliche, but at a young age, basketball was my first love. I really enjoyed playing many sports, but basketball was by far my favorite. I believe I was in about second grade when I first started playing. My older brother's team needed someone to fill in at times, and my dad was always happy to volunteer me. Youth basketball was a lot of fun. I learned a lot from my dad at a young age, who also played a lot of basketball in his life. I was fortunate to have my dad as a coach for many years, someone who always stressed the importance of fundamentals and being a team player. I was then fortunate to play for a strong high school program and also in a competitive AAU league. On top of that, I put in countless hours at the hoop in my parents' driveway and in local gyms. I just love the game. Basketball has taught me so much about life. It's taught me about hard work, dedication and determination, discipline, learning how to fail gracefully, and how to be a team player. Sports generally teach many valuable life lessons. I was fortunate enough to be recruited by Karen and Dave Strummy. Karen, thanks for being here tonight. Two great coaches who I respected and learned so much from. They expected a lot from us, and because of that, we had fun and successful seasons. I was blessed with having some amazing teammates. I want to thank my teammates who are here tonight. Christy, Karin, Jody, Emily, and Amy. I am beyond grateful that you took time out of your busy lives to be here with me tonight. I was lucky enough to have wonderful teammates who quickly became great friends. As a college athlete, you spend a lot of time with your teammates. Many hours in the gyms, on the buses, in the hotel rooms, not to mention living together and off the court time too. I was fortunate to play 4 years with not only very talented basketball players, but great people too. I have too many special moments to mention, but one that really sticks out is our trip to Hawaii that we took. What an amazing experience. Not only to go there to play basketball, but to see such a beautiful place. We were busy with ball, but we were also able to do some tourist things too. And it was my very first time flying ever. So it's definitely a memory I won't ever forget. I also have some very special people supporting me here tonight. The Train family, Tom, Lorraine, and Todd, my husband Ed, our 2 sons, Luke and Derek, Derek's girlfriend Lauren, and of course my parents, Rich and Betty. Unfortunately, my brother Terry wasn't able to be here tonight, but I'd be remiss not to mention him. His support over all the years was very important to me. We had a lot of one-on-one horse battles back home on the driveway in Elk River. He was actually at Bemidji State for a couple of the years that I played at UMD. So I was usually able to get the last word in when we played and beat the Beavers. So here tonight with me is the Train family. They are wonderful friends, but more like family to all of us. Thank you so much for being here tonight with me and celebrating. I am so thankful to have Ed, Luke, and Derek here tonight too. Both Luke and Derek, Todd as well, are currently away at college, so for them to make this trip to Duluth means so much. Ed put many miles on his Ford LTD to support and watch me play while I was at UMD. He has watched a ton of basketball over all the years, and for a hockey guy, that isn't always easy. Seeing him in the stands always made me so happy. And while Luke and Derek weren't around during my career, they have certainly heard their fair share of my UMD stories. I was lucky enough to coach both of our boys and Todd during their youth days, and I loved every minute of it. And finally, my parents, the 2 most supportive parents you will ever know. Parents who were very present my whole life at all of my sporting events, offering advice, encouragement during the tough times, and love all of the time. Besides not being able to make the trip to Hawaii, they pretty much attended every home and away game for 4 straight years while both working full-time. I don't know how they did it, but I know how much it meant to me to look up into the crowd and see them. My dad shouting out his advice during the games, and my mom cheering me and my teammates on. I love you both, and I'm so blessed to have you here with me tonight. Being a Bulldog was a lot of hard work and sacrifice. But when I think back to my time spent at UMD, they were 4 years filled with fond memories and great friendships. I am grateful to be receiving this honor tonight. Congratulations again to all the inductees. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sarah. Our second inductee was a multi-sport athlete in the sports of football and track and field, Dale Kusnerick. Dale was the first Bulldog to be a 4-time MIAC track and field champion, including capturing the 100-yard and 220-yard dash titles in his first season. He qualified for the 1975 and 1976 NCAA Division II Outdoor Track and Field Championships and won 73 individual or relay events over the course of his storied career. He also owned 19 school records. He was selected as a 3-time team MVP in track and field and also was the football's top kick returner for his first 2 seasons. Here's a little bit more about Dale from some of his former teammates.
Growing up in Duluth was a unique experience, and it was during the 70s, 60s and 70s, but Dale and I became very good friends in high school, so I got to know him because of athletics, but I really got to know him simply as an individual because we see each other in the community, because we didn't live very far from each other, so we see each other quite a bit.
He was explosive and everything, every sport he did in Babe Ruth. There was nobody better of a baseball player than Dale. He could throw the ball 300 feet from center field right into the catcher without a bounce and spot on. If he didn't get injured playing football, all those times he could easily, in my opinion, been a major league baseball player. He was that talented of an athlete. Once again, I've never seen anybody so quick, so explosive in running. He was incredible. It's unbelievable. He had 173 victories, either in the relays or individual events at UMD. Never seen anybody come close to that. Great athlete.
As I got into professional football, and you have lots of friends all over, and they call you all the time. And Dale and I would stay in touch with each other. And as you know, he was an engineer and worked on the trains. At 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, nobody wants a phone to ring at that time because you're not getting a phone call telling you that you won the lottery. It's got to be something probably bad. I didn't want to answer the phone because, again, it can't be anything good. But I had to. So I pick up the phone and I said, "Yes, hello." And he says, "Hey, Ted, this is Dale." And I'm thinking, "Dale, Kusnerick?" "Yeah." I said, "Dale, are you okay, buddy?" He goes, yeah, but I needed to talk with you. I said, "What? What is the deal?" He says, "Ted, I'm sitting here with guys on the train that I work with, and we're trying to decide on who to pick for our fantasy league football. And I thought I'd give you a call and see if you thought that my picks were pretty good." Who else would do something like that to you except me? So I said, "Let me hear." And he told me, and I said, "Yeah, you guys did good." That's the story about Dale. That's the kind of friendship that Dale and I have had for years.
Dale Coos, congratulations. It's a great honor for you to be in the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame. You deserved it. You deserved it many years ago, but I'm proud that they got you in. I look forward to being there and cheering you on. Congratulations, Dale.
I am honored that you would have me be a part of your celebration. This is a long time in coming, and it's absolutely deserving to you for the individual that you are, the person that you've been, and what you do for the community and what you do for the university and the young people that you guys coach. And I am so proud that the university has decided to recognize you in this wonderful, wonderful honor. For the very first time, I have beaten you to getting there. I knew you were going to be there. I'm looking forward to seeing you when I get a chance. Congratulations, buddy. Wishing you well. And as I'll say to my last words, I'm a big Star Trek fan. As Spock said to Kirk, you have been and you always will be my friend.
Let's welcome our 9th men's track and field inductee into the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame, Dale Kuzniak.
Well, I have to tell you, this is way out of my comfort zone. As Sarah said, congratulations to all the inductees. It's a very select group here. And I have to tell you, I'm honored and humbled to be a part of this. When Scott Lyons called me, I was actually speechless for the first time in my life. We need some thank yous here for the selection committee for giving me this great honor. UMD Athletic Department for organizing the event. Scott, Ted, thank you so much for doing what you did for those kind introductions. I'm just glad Ted didn't go in too much to what we did in college. Let's see, Coach Molosky. I need to thank Coach Molosky because Coach Molosky offered me a scholarship that brought me to UMD. So that was how I came to be at UMD. My track coach, Eleanor Rinda. I truly wish she was here. She would be so proud. She was always proud of her athletes' accomplishments. Coach was a pioneer for women. She was the first woman to coach a male sport at the collegiate level. The first. Can you imagine the hurdles she had to go through? She was an advocate for bringing women's sports into UMD. She also had very high principles and very high moral standards. And I can tell you about her principles because I'm probably the only track athlete that took track and field class from her and got a B. My paper was late, sorry. But she couldn't bend on her principles. So. She was very knowledgeable and respected within the track community, and the reason I say this is I went to a track clinic when I was coaching, and at this track clinic there was an Olympian, a sprinter, an Olympian that spoke, and I'm listening to everything he said, and I'd already heard it from her. She was that knowledgeable. And this Olympian was the great Jesse Owens, which I'm sure most of you have heard of. But more importantly for me, she was a huge influence in helping me be a better person. Need to thank my #1 fan, my wife Patty. She came to all the track meets, all the football games. Even after college, I played city league sports. I played fast pitch softball, city league football, broom ball, whatever. And there she was again in supporting me. We've been together with dating and marriage, almost 50 years. I guess I don't understand how she put up with me so long. But I do have to thank her for my greatest accomplishments, and that's my kids. My son, Stephen, my daughter, Katie, Katie's husband, my son-in-law, David, grandkids, Mackenzie and Everett, and my little buddy back there, Clara. I've also been blessed with a large number of friends and family who are here tonight in support, and I do thank you for being here. A little history, I started track in junior high. I wasn't very good at it. I was actually, couldn't make the relay teams, and I really wanted to run the relay teams. They were fun. So I tried high jumping. Well, that didn't work too well either. So then, as Scott had said, I should have probably tried baseball, but I didn't. And for some reason, and I don't know why, my times significantly improved, and I don't know why. Because in sprinting, you either have it or you don't have it. So my times dramatically dropped, so instead of being 10 yards behind, I was right up there with them. So, and they continued to improve even after college, which I'm guessing I was just a late bloomer. Because in football, I was a 150-pound running back / wide receiver, and as you can see, I ate my way into alignment. But for me, the awards and accolades, they're great. It was fun to compete. The competing was the best thing, not so much the training. But what meant more to me were the friendships I made along the way. The people I competed with, as well as against. I met some very good people on other teams and on the teams that I competed with. The relay teams, as I said before, were fun. I made some lasting friends. As you saw in the video, Mark Waterhouse and Gary Palmer, who sad to say are not with us anymore, Kim Grittel, Dave Langley, and touchdown Teddy McKnight. We had a ball. So I've talked long enough. In ending, I'm just going to say this. UMD has always done an outstanding job within the athletics program. The staff, the coaches, athletic director, and people such as Gary Hoquist, Karen Strummy, Scott Lyons, and we can't forget Scott Honey Bear Hanna. These people have dedicated a lifetime to the success that we have all shared in all sports. So I would like to give them a little round of applause if you don't mind. We also have great boosters within the community, and too many to name, but we do have some great boosters. And remember, someone in some fashion, through their contributions, made it possible for us to participate. So we need to do the same for the next group of Bulldogs. Go Dogs. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dale. Our third inductee this evening comes from the soccer program, Nicole Feets. Nicole was the first Bulldog soccer player to be a 4-time NSIC first team selection, as she finished as the program's career leader in assists, 33, and part of 4 consecutive NSIC regular season title teams. She helped lead the program to its first NCAA tournament appearance in 2000. She was a 2-year team captain who earned first team All Central Region honors in 2002 and 2003, and NSCAA Scholar Athlete third team All-American accolades in 2003. She became the 3rd player in program history to record at least 100 points in a career, 103, as she tied a program record by appearing in 83 contests. Let's hear what others have to say about Nicole.
Well, first impression was memorable because she was unique. The first time I saw her play was at the National Sports Center in Blaine. She was on a select team of sorts from eastern Wisconsin, and she was a younger player than most on the team, yet she stood out from a technical and skill caliber standpoint.
So, I would say growing up, Nicole was an old spirit. So by that I would mean very little guidance from us. She seemed to be so much older than whatever her age indicated. So even in grade school, you never really had to tell her what time to go to bed. She always knew what time to go to bed. She said, yep, I gotta get a decent night's sleep for school tomorrow, and I gotta have a good breakfast, and she would do all these things on her own, and I thought, what kind of kid does this? Right? And so she was, I think maybe, like I said, an old spirit, but yet she was always forward-looking.
Nicole was so ready for college soccer. She needed another level of competition because of her passion. She really wanted to compete and win.
I think there's various ones, but probably the one that we're certainly most proud of is when she was the NCAA Academic All-American. Stayed on the dean's list all 4 years while she was playing, and then got, the honor of the NCAA Academic All-American. And it's like, to me, that's a complete package, and we couldn't be more proud of her for that.
Well, Nicole, we've had time to chat about this already, and I know that you were surprised with your induction when I called you. But, it's a big day, and again, the impact, that you had for a program, still echoes today. Like I said, still being, at the top of a record book is pretty impressive, in our sport for sure. But there's so many things that, that I remember, success-wise, play-wise, things that you did, with the ball for your team. But I think that your teammates would probably have much more to say about the impact that you had on them, whether it was on the field or off the field, and just some great times that I saw them enjoy with you, and hopefully, that resonates with you, and that you enjoy this honor. Congrats.
I think Mom and I are just so proud of her for all that she's done, just like I said, and both on and off the field. And I think this is a great honor, and I just would like to congratulate her on receiving this honor. And we love her, and more good luck to her in the future. Great job.
Everyone, let's welcome the third soccer player to be inducted into the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame, Nicole Feets. First person without paper. I don't know if this is like a generational shift or what's going on. My eyes are still good enough to see my phone. With a name like Feets, I don't know how you really play and love any other sport, so it was always a very appropriate last name. I think my teammates would attest to the fact that I'm an individual of few words. Tried to let my actions do more of the talking and just kind of lead by example. And as such, I have procrastinated on putting together a speech, just kind of hoping maybe this wouldn't happen. Impromptu thank you, first of all, to Sarah for going first. It is no small feat. I think third is a good spot to go. I get it out of the way and can really enjoy the rest of the ceremony. Thank you to UMD for hosting this event. It's very much an honor to be back, after COVID, and to be back together with people again. Thank you to Jesse Robinson, who his countless emails behind the scenes to try and herd all of these cats and presumably get responses from inductees trying to get this together. I think he did a
a wonderful job. So thank you, Jesse, for all your hard work. Congratulations to the other 9 inductees. I know I'm in very elite company. It's very special to be able to share this night with all of you, and especially a dear friend of mine with many more accolades, Carolyn, who you'll hear about more later. She and I were also in college together back then. You know, I'm so grateful to have been able to pursue my passion here at UMD. From a very young age, I knew soccer was my calling, and it was where I truly felt comfortable. There's, you know, a lot of areas where you don't quite feel like you fit in, and on the soccer field was my home. I was able to just kind of forget about everything, and for that reason, I'm so grateful for sports in general. Many of my most cherished memories and relationships are from my 4 years here at UMD, and it really helped mold me into the person that I am today, especially building and forming that resilience, the leadership, and most importantly, the relationships. So, no one gets to this point by themselves. It is always a team effort, especially with a team sport. First and foremost, I want to thank my family, my parents, Mike and Judy, who are here today, and my brother, Adam, who is not. They really made a lot of sacrifices growing up to shuttle me to practices, games, tournaments, camps. My poor brother had to be along for all of this. Bless his heart, I don't know how he did it. You know, a lot of time, a lot of money. Hopefully I made that time and effort worth it. Thank you for taking me seriously when I was 10 years old and said, hey, I'm gonna pay you back for this club soccer expense by getting a soccer scholarship. And that was always at the forefront of my mind. Thank you to my club coach, Carl Gardner. He's not here today. I reached out to him separately. That's who Greg was alluding to, the team that I was playing. He was very formative in my career development, such a wonderful coach. Really pushed me, took me on when I was a subpar player, and helped build me up to the caliber player that I needed to be to come play at UMD. I think without his guidance and without my club teammates to make me a better player, I wouldn't be here at UMD and certainly on this stage today. Thank you to my coach, Greg Kane. He is off coaching tonight, hopefully getting a win, bringing a win back home. Thank you to Greg for recruiting me, giving me this opportunity to play at UMD, such a beautiful school, supportive program, surrounding me with some incredible, incredible teammates who enable us to win a lot of games and titles. Congrats to him on his own accomplishment this year, 30 years as a head coach here. The athletic trainers and the strength and conditioning staff, Suze is somewhere around here. I don't know if she remembers me. There she is. You know, unsung heroes. They kept us healthy and on the field, and without being available to your team, you're kind of nothing. So absolutely instrumental to us as student athletes. And finally, to my teammates, I stand up here alone, but this is really a testament to the quality of players that I was surrounded with during my time at UMD. It's a testament to each of you just as much as it is a testament to me. The goals, the assists, the wins, the titles don't happen alone. So you all pushed me to be a better player and a better person and formed me into the woman that I am today. I'm so grateful to have shared my time with strong women. And it means the world to me that some of you have been able to make it here today. Andy, Holly, Alicia, Noonan, Liz, and my roommate Leslie, who we never should have made it 4 years. Greg introduced us in Blaine, and she shows up in her flowery flip-flops, very girly. I was very tomboy, and there was no way that was gonna last, and 4 years later, we were still roommates. So thank you to just everyone for being a part of this story. Go Dogs.
Congratulations, Nicole. Our fourth inductee this evening comes from the men's basketball program, the late great forward, Mike Josephson. Mike was a unanimous two-time All-MIAC selection. He finished his career as the program's leader in career rebounds, 894, and recorded 1,353 points in 99 career games, which ranked 4 on the program's all-time scoring list. The 1971-72 team captain and MVP, he led the team to 10 MIAC victories that season, which was a program high. Here's more about Mike Josephson.
Mike Josephson was an outstanding student athlete, and when I first met him, he impressed me as a person as much as a basketball player. And he turned out to be kind of a coach's dream. He was our captain, our most valuable player, unanimous all-league 2 years in a row, averaged double-doubles. He's still in the top 10 in your rebounding records here at UMD. An outstanding individual.
Before, he was the ultimate competitor. And if you didn't put forth, as his teammate, if you didn't put forth 100%, he'd let you know. He'd let you know about it. He never took any plays off. He never took any games off, and if he saw anyone else in a team that did, he'd let you know. What was respectful in the way he came across with his assessment and your effort. And as a teammate, he got the best out of you.
As coaches, and as his coach, one of my roles was to keep him on the floor and to not let him foul out, because he played so hard that he had total disregard for his body, and he just went all out, sprawling on the floor, whatever it would take, taking the charge on a much bigger opponent. That's the way Mike played the game.
You know, as successful as he was in basketball, he was a successful businessman as well. He ended up as a local district salesman for a pharmaceutical drug company, ended up at its top level. His greatest accomplishment, and he'd tell you this, were his children and his grandchildren. Amanda and Alan and their children, unbelievable, unbelievable. He talked and thought of them with such great pride. And, you know, we all miss him. I'm sure they miss him more than anyone.
Mike, I just do not think there's a better selection than you to the Hall of Fame. I know what Hall of Fame's, what they look for, the attributes they look for in the individuals. They're putting them up as an example for players coming in. And Mike, I think you are very deserving of this. Wish you were here, but I'm so happy, and congratulations to your family as a great representative of UMD men's basketball.
Mike, this award, this honor is for you. There has never been a more deserving person of this than you. Inch for inch, pound for pound, you were the best rebounder this school has ever had, and I'm going to say probably will ever have. And again, this has truly been an honor for me to be here and share this with you.
Mike Josephson is the 28th player to represent the men's basketball program. Speaking on behalf of her late father, let's welcome to the stage Mike's daughter, Amanda.
Although I have the font turned up really high because my eyes are not super. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you tonight, and congratulations to all the inductees. There's some really impressive athletes here tonight. My dad, Mike Josephson, would have loved everything about tonight. He does love everything about tonight. I know he's watching, thinking, yes, this is the best. And that's because he loved his time here. He loved basketball. And as much as he invested in the sport and the team, which is, as you've heard and as you will hear, was all that he had to give, it almost certainly also invested in him. And he would want that recognized. Not just that he did great things while he was here, but he took those great things and he did great things with those out in the world. I'm so blessed to be the one to be able to talk to you about those, because although I'm sad that he passed away in 2019 and was not able to be here tonight, he would not brag about himself the way that I can. So at least there's that. His coach, Maury Ray, said about him that rebounds, loose balls, follow shots were all his in his mindset. And he went for all 50-50 balls with total disregard for his body. Now this strategy of all-in effort all the time paid off for him on the court. And because of that, he applied it in life. I'm his daughter, so I wasn't around for his college days. And I wasn't even around for some of his city league days, or at least very aware, being very young. But I've heard stories. And for those of you who don't know my father, he was the most amazing storyteller. It was one of his many, many gifts. So I know that he continued to play, and play with the same effort and elbows of his college days well into his 40s. My Uncle Lou, who you just heard from, counted himself lucky to play with him and not against him on those city league teams. He recounts the physicality of those days. I remember Dad telling me that when he was in his early days of pharmaceutical sales, he would be selling to doctors during the day and then recruiting them for a good old-fashioned basketball beating on the courts in the evenings. It had to make for some interesting sales calls, but he said that it was all good-natured fun. The skills that he gained from basketball are easy to point to. He learned how to galvanize a team, how to lead from any position. These skills I saw in action throughout his life. When he graduated from UMD with a degree in physical education and health, he taught high school in Lyle, Minnesota, and he coached the basketball team. He later taught high school in Meadowlands, Minnesota, and he coached both the basketball and the football teams. He coached my team and my brother's teams as well, which was fun for all of us. Well, I think so, right, Alan? But the teams he led in life didn't stay on the court. He absolutely excelled in business. After leaving teaching and coaching, although, as I'll explain, he never really left teaching and coaching, he moved into sales. Dad was charismatic, smart, and here's where seeing every 50-50 ball as his comes back into play. He seized all opportunities as rightfully his. He found his place in sales. He came back to UMD and got his master's in science, and he used that to secure a job with Ayers Laboratories, where he worked from sales rep to district manager, regional manager, and then various vice president and senior vice president roles there and at other large life science companies in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York. I was lucky enough, and I am lucky enough today, to work in companies where Dad had been before me, and I consistently have heard from colleagues that my dad was the best boss they've ever had. He was able to get the most out of a team by teaching, coaching, leveraging people's strengths, motivating, listening to his people, and telling the best jokes and stories around. He founded 2 healthcare companies here in Duluth and he loved coming to work every day to teach his salespeople how to move the business. Basketball taught Dad something else. It taught him to rely on the people around him and to be reliable as well. Dad was a lifelong friend to those he kept close. He was the type of guy who kept in touch so regularly that it may have been years since he'd seen someone, but only a week or two since they'd spoken. Now, these calls were often just a quick touch base. Even with his kids, he didn't stay on the phone very long. But you always knew he was thinking about you and that he cared. He wasn't afraid to tell his friends and family that he loved them, even his guy friends. Now, family had always been very important to Dad. He was so close with his parents and with his sisters. They worked together as a family as he was growing up, and he even worked together when he started his businesses here in Duluth. Fun fact, Dad was a lefty, but he was also legally blind in his left eye, so he had to rely more on his right hand on the court. This seeming disability made him more able than most and made him a formidable opponent. But Dad was just like that. When he saw an obstacle, it made him even more determined to smash it. A great example of this is that he was an avid outdoorsman, hunting, fishing, running his dogs in the woods, working his property, all of it. He loved the challenge of hunting, but he would make it as hard as possible, as big as possible. Not just hunting, bow hunting, not just fishing, drop you in from an airplane in the middle of nowhere fishing. He'd fly to countries in Africa to hunt big game, the Big Five, the most dangerous game in the world, with a bow, on foot. The man didn't do anything small or easy. He seized life with total disregard for his body, as Maury would say. Dad was generous, magnanimous, fun, larger than life. He tried to pass this absolute love of life onto his family, his kids, his grandkids. Man, you never saw a happier guy than my dad with his grandkids. Dad was determined to teach them all the things, do all the things, tell them all the stories, teach them all the jokes, have all the fun they could possibly have together. Now, I could talk for hours about my dad, the coolest guy ever, but I want to leave you with this. He did some great things with basketball here at UMD, but he took some amazing skills from here and he used them to make an amazing life. Basketball gave him the coaching skills to lift others up. Basketball reinforced his all-in, all-the-time strategy so he could smash his goals and live his best life. And basketball taught him to rely on people around him and to be reliable so he could love so many and be so loved. And that's quite a legacy. Thank you.
Congratulations to the Josephson family. Our next inductee this evening comes from the volleyball program, Jolene Young Hansen. Jolene was a two-time AVCA All-Central Region selection in 1990 and 1991. The two-time All-NSIC middle hitter was a starter on 4 NSIC championship teams and the 1991 NCAA tournament team. She wrapped up her stellar career as the program's leader in career kills, 1,696, solo blocks, 127, and total blocks, 363. She held the honor of the program's career leader in kills for 13 seasons. Here's more about Jolene from her coach and teammates.
Playing right off the bat. You know, that's how good she was. She was playing right off the bat, and she also was surrounded by good people. I mean, there is something in sport where, you know, you're elevated by the performance of your teammates. I mean, we know that in everything, like, you know, for example, right now, you know, my focus is officiating. When I officiate with other great officials, my performance just elevates.
I personally feel like we had an unspoken partnership. We kind of just got each other. We respected each other. We all played different positions. I think there was again, like an unspoken respect that we just kind of meshed and you know, we appreciated others' opinions and kind of just did our job. And I think the rest of the team fed off of that. I feel like they responded well to that. initial attraction of all three of us, and kind of our work ethic, working together, and you know, we were all there to play some really good volleyball and to be successful.
Jolene, like we said, even the very first day of practice, the very first time we all met, Jolene had a presence about her. You knew right away from her just how she carried herself, her confidence level. You could see she was very determined. And I think that just carried on throughout the years playing. And then as she developed, I think she became more confident and her skills became better. And it just was a natural progression, really, from being a leader back in the day to really being a leader and a role model, not only for us, but for all the younger ones as well.
I will tell you this, I had some really big shoes to fill coming in as a freshman. Rhea Tomberlin was just leaving and she was amazing. And I just came from little school. I'm nervous is probably an understatement, scared. I had no idea what to expect. And all these upperclassmen, and Jo was one of them. And she just was this kind soul, so calming and so inviting, and just absolutely nothing intimidating about that girl. And I feel, took me under her wing and calmed me. And I really feel like she made me feel like she had more confidence in me than anybody.
Jo, first of all, when I heard you were moving into the Hall of Fame, I was so excited for you. First of all, I believed it. It was, it's time.
Congratulations, Jolene. I am very honored that I was able to spend all 4 years on the court with you. This induction is a clear demonstration of your work ethic, your competitive spirit, and your dedication to volleyball and UMD. Well done and well deserved, my friend. Congratulations.
Okay, so Jolene, congratulations. This is so well deserved. It couldn't have been for a better person. You're such a hardworking, competitive gal, and you were inspiration to us 35 years ago, and you still are today. So congratulations, Jo. We love you.
Jo, it is an honor to be here with you today. I am so privileged to be able to spend 2 years beside you on that court, in that rotation. I can't think of anybody more deserving of this award than you. Congratulations.
Everyone, the 11th volleyball player to be inducted into the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame, Jolene Young-Hansen.
Since 1988 to 1991. First of all, those are called bun huggers. They are made out of cotton and polyester. And today's dry fit spandex are a much improved version. A protein bar was a Snickers, maybe a chocolate milk. We were warming up to the song Jump by Van Halen, MC Hammer, and Bon Jovi. We've had better music by far. And we used to have to serve to get a point. Now the game is rally scoring, so every play ends in a point. As a middle blocker, I played all the way around. Today's game is highly specialized, and a middle always has a defender come in the back row. The game of volleyball today is fast, explosive, exciting, and popular. I believe it's now the #1 sport for women in the US and top worldwide. In fact, we had a world record that was just set this preseason for the largest crowd at a women's sporting event, with over 92,000 fans. I am extremely grateful to have been given the opportunity to play a small part of that journey. Thank you, UMD administration, managers, trainers, Bulldog Country fans, my coach, Patty Rolfe, assistant coaches, Rachel Howard, Anita Hansen, Gretchen, who's not here, to all my teammates, roommates, friends that supported me along the way. But most importantly, my family, who lifted me up, encouraged me, embodied work ethic and commitment. To my parents, John and Pam Young, who never missed a game, drove me to countless practices. rode bike next to me while I was training for preseason, took us water skiing on demand as part of our weight training, and cooked countless meals. Thank you so much. To my sister Jackie and my niece Annika, my sister who I adore, who was off winning state championships in Wisconsin while I was playing at UMD, and went on to have her own wildly successful career coaching high school and club for more than 16 years. I'm so proud. To my husband Tim, who was with me forever before UMD, and we're still together. He is my best friend, still encouraging me at all things in life. I couldn't do it without you. We make a pretty good team, but our biggest accomplishment is our daughter Kendra. Where is she? Right there. Kendra is currently in year 1 of grad school at UMD after completing her own volleyball career playing in the Big Ten. Coincidentally, she is the volunteer assistant coach for the Bulldogs, and we are so proud. I also want to thank my in-laws, Bob and Mary Ann Hansen, for raising such a fine son. To my roommates and close friends, Gail, Nikki, Mary, Chris, and Kelly, who's not with us, thank you for supporting me through all the ups and downs. For the many memories we share, I always look forward to the new ones to be made. To my teammates that are here and to those that couldn't make it, even though it was 4 short years, we have memories and friendships that will last us a lifetime, and that is the true measure of success. Julie, our setter extraordinaire, thank you for all the extra reps before and after practice, working on our connection. Raquel, my co-captain, my partner in mischief, dance, and hairdresser. We will laugh about the perm on the bus for many more years to come. And now the Hall of Fame plaque will be an eternal reminder. Lori, middle's rule, we all know that. I've so enjoyed our volleyball circle and watching our daughters play over the years, and I will miss that. Steph, thank you for helping me survive freshman year. I sure had a lot to learn, and you were a constant by my side, lifting me up. Heidi, Carrie, Jody, Anine, Kathy, Robin, and Mary, you are all amazing, strong women that played an important role. Thank you. Cheryl, my other co-captain, a Duluth native, you're the most physical athlete I've ever played with, and if you had 4 years here instead of 3, you would have been the #1 attack leader overall. Even so, you were in the top 5 with just 3 years, but you chose basketball first. One much more impressive stat for Cheryl is her near 30 years as a police officer with the Ramsey Police Department located in Anoka County. Congratulations on your retirement at the end of October. Anita and Rachel, thank you for your leadership, lending an ear when we needed it, and pushing us to new heights. Rachel, I will never forget the hill you made us run freshman year. That was an eye-opening experience, and thanks for noticing a small-town girl had potential. Patty, who isn't here with us now, she's off roughing the Big Ten. She will hopefully join us later tonight or tomorrow, but she was inducted to the Hall of Fame in 2014. She's our fearless head coach and leader. She always knew the rules better than anyone, taught us things like, if you rub briskly underneath your rib cage for 30 seconds, it's going to give you another 2 inches on your vertical. And we believed her. The blue lip drill, the Perkins and Dairy Queen blizzard stops, but more than my time at UMD is having her as a friend now, someone that supported my daughter at the USA volleyball camp when she sprained her ankle, and has tirelessly advocated for the sport and women in sports, who we love watching on TV as the top reffing the Olympics and the Big Ten matches. I love that volleyball has kept us connected. And to Jim Booz and Kristen May, current head coach and assistant coach for the program, they've done an awesome job continuing the tradition and developing such a great culture of lifting people up. So awesome. Go Dogs.
Congratulations, Jolene. Our 6th inductee this evening comes from the men's hockey program, Jack Connolly. Jack was the 2012 Hobie Baker Memorial recipient and a 2011 finalist for the award. becoming the first Bulldog to be a Hobie Baker top 10 finalist multiple times. He was an assistant captain on the 2011 National Championship team, which was the first in program history. A 3-time ACHA All-American and the first player in program history to be a 3-time first-team All-WCHA honoree, along with being the 2012 WCHA Player of the Year. He matched a program record with a point in 22 consecutive games and never missed a game in 4 seasons with the Bulldogs, tying a program record with 166 games played. Jack became the first UMD student athlete to receive the Lowe's Senior Class Award, an award which is presented annually to an NCAA athlete based on achievement in the classroom, character, and competition as a communication major, I will add. Here is more about Jack Conley.
Well, in his developmental years, youth hockey in Duluth was all about playing outside. True northern Minnesota rink ratting. His older brother Chris is 2 years older than him. And when Chris started hockey at age 5, Jack started skating at age 3 because hockey was outside and all of the youth rinks in Duluth had pleasure rinks. And so we bought Jack a pair of skates, and while Chris was playing his first year of hockey, Jack was skating on the pleasure rink at age 3, and by the end of that year, he was ready to start playing kind of a year earlier at age 4 the following year.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is that I met him when he was probably 11 years old as a peewee. I was fortunate enough to be coaching a peewee team here in Duluth with a couple buddies of mine, and I met this first year peewee, and I thought, boy, what a unique talent, but even a more unique young man and just a great family.
He was playing at Duluth Marshall, small, undersized player with a ton of skill, great hockey IQ. But even then, you had to watch him a few more times, and just we wanted to make sure. But he definitely stood out. Actually, one of my old teammates, Ian Kidd, was coaching at Marshall with Brendan, and called me and said, "You better get on this kid because he reminds me of someone we both played with in North Dakota, Tony Herkus." But we jumped on him, recruited him. I still remember the conversation with him and his dad. It took about maybe 10 minutes for him to say yes over at the old deck, and really thrilled to get him in our program.
It's amazing if you watch him even now. He's played pro hockey for 12, 13 years in Sweden. You know, he's in his mid-30s, and he's probably in the best shape of his life because, you know, he has to be and he has to compete, but that's what he brought here. He brought that every day. And he was not a big-time vocal leader. He didn't have to be because, you know, you talk to the players that played with him after him, they put him on that pedestal. There's not really many Bulldogs that have ever had the career he's had.
I think that, you know, if anyone who has watched Jack play and develop knows that his skill set lends itself to the playmaking side. That's where his strong suit was. And I think that in a lot of ways makes you maybe in some ways a better teammate.
Jack, congratulations. What a wonderful honor for you to become part of our Hall of Fame. More than well-deserving. Like I said, you're as good as it gets when it comes in the history of our program.
Jack, just it was a tremendous honor to coach you, to have you part of our program. It was fun to watch you grow as a person and a player. It's not surprising that you had the success that you did, and certainly fitting with the Hobie Baker, and now to be inducted into the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame. Just another huge honor for you, and something that's for you is well deserved, and wish you nothing but the best.
Congratulations, Jack. Wonderful achievement, great hockey career, youth hockey, high school, junior, college, national championship, 11, 12, 13 years of pro hockey in Sweden, but we're proud of the young man you become too, and the father that you are and the husband that you are. Congratulations.
Everyone, the 38th men's hockey player to be inducted into the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame, Jack Conley. Jack Jack's father, Mark, will accept his award as Jack is unable to join us this evening, but he did record an acceptance speech for us.
Good evening. I'd like to start off by saying how much I wish I could be in attendance tonight to celebrate this special occasion with all of you. However, I'm currently playing in my 12th professional hockey season overseas in Sweden. With that being said, I want to begin by thanking the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame Committee for nominating me for this tremendous honor. I would also like to congratulate all of the other inductees. I feel humbled to be nominated in the same category with all of you. You each have left your own unique mark within the UMD Athletics history books, and your achievements are truly remarkable. I remember when I was younger, there was nothing better than attending a Bulldog hockey game down at the deck. Being from Duluth, it was almost like a rite of passage to go to a Dogs game on the weekends, and my brother and I would always get so excited when our parents would take us there. Fast forward 12 years, I was playing my senior hockey season at Duluth Marshall High School when Coach Sandlin and the Bulldogs came calling. For me, having the opportunity to not only receive an education, but also play collegiate hockey for my hometown Bulldogs was a dream come true and something I honestly never thought I would have the chance to do. There was no hesitation in my decision to say yes, and I am forever grateful to them for giving me the chance to succeed. There are many highlights that stand out to me from my time as a Bulldog, including on-ice successes of winning a WCHA Broadmoor Trophy, winning the first NCAA National Championship in men's program history, and capping off my senior year by winning the 2012 Hobey Baker Memorial Award. Those memories are moments in time that I will never forget. I will also never forget the friendships that were made during those 4 years. The practices, the road trips, the late night studying, the Guitar Hero battles at stadium apartments, the weekend gatherings at Waverly, or the old Chicago dinners after Saturday night home games all played a huge role in the brotherhood that was created between my teammates and myself, and I will cherish those friendships forever. It was an impactful time in my life, and as I look back now, I see that I was not only able to learn and grow my game on the ice, but I was also able to grow and mature as a person off the ice. I learned that I wanted to carry myself into the future with the confidence to work hard, compete, and be a team player in whatever chapter that came next. I would like to thank the University of Minnesota Duluth, the Duluth community, and everyone within the Bulldog men's hockey program, the entire staff, my teammates, and all the coaches I had throughout my 4-year career. I would especially like to thank Coach Sandlin. I am grateful to you for believing in me as a player and as a person. I learned so much from you, and I am so happy to see your continued success over the past decade because you deserve every bit of it. I would also like to thank former UMD Bulldog and fellow Hobey Baker Memorial Award winner and Hall of Famer, Bill Watson. Bill has been someone I have looked up to and deeply respected ever since I had him as a coach back in my Pee Wee days at Duluth East. Bill has been a great mentor to me, he not only helped me navigate my time at UMD, but life after college as well. My family and I are very fortunate to have you as such a great friend. Lastly, I would like to thank all of my family for their love and support throughout the years. My mom and dad, Mark and Judy Connolly, you sacrificed a lot for my brother and I in order for us to pursue the game we love, and none of this would ever have been possible without you guys. I love you guys very much. My brother Chris, you were a role model to me growing up, and I am lucky to have a brother like you to look up to, not only in hockey, but in life in general. My in-laws, Jamie and Diane Stauber, my sisters-in-law, Emma Stauber and Lindsay Connolly, and my brother-in-law, Derek Stauber, your guys' support throughout the years means the world to me as well. And finally, to my wife, Mallory, words cannot express how grateful I am for you. After meeting on campus my freshman year, you have been on this journey with me from the beginning. The unconditional love and support you've shown me is something I do not take for granted. The sacrifices you have made over the 15 years we have been together in order for me to pursue my goals in the game of hockey have not always been easy, and I am so happy that you have been with me every step of the way. I cannot wait to take our boys, Duncan and Dawson, to future Bulldog games at Amsoil Arena and create amazing memories with them just like my parents did for my brother and I. Thank you again to everyone involved in tonight's event. I'm extremely honored to be joining this prestigious group of athletes. UMD holds a very special place in my heart, and I couldn't be more proud to call myself a Bulldog. Thank you, and go Dogs.
congratulations to Jack. Our next inductee this evening comes from the women's cross country and track and field programs. Morgan Place Kowalik. Morgan was the first Bulldog athlete in any sport to receive All-America accolades 8 times in her career. She qualified for 11 of a possible 12 NCAA Division II National Championship meets, cross country 4, indoor track and field 3, and outdoor track and field 4. She's a 4-time indoor track and field All-American and 3-time cross-country All-American, becoming the first runner in program history to place in the top 5 at the NCAA Cross-Country Championship. She is a 2-time NSIC cross-country champion and captured the 2009 NCAA Central Region Individual Championship. She won 22 of 35 cross-country races that she participated in and finished her career holding 5 school records. Let's hear what others have to say about Morgan.
I felt like she was going to be very good. She actually surprised me by being better quicker than I ever would have anticipated. But she blended in very well that first week, and you know, I would say she really took into the culture that we were trying to create, which was be a good student, be a good person, and be a good training partner for your teammates.
I think like from the beginning, Morgan like definitely established herself as like a national caliber runner. Like she went to, you know, national championships in cross country, indoor track, outdoor track every year of her career, which I don't think a lot of people can say. You know, it's probably a very small group of people that can do that every year, multiple times, and be All-American.
Morgan has really high standards for herself, and she always has, and I can relate to that, and I feel like that's why, part of the reason why we were so drawn to each other and became such good friends. She, like when it came to competition time, something that set her apart, again, like that calm energy and like ability to just kind of like regulate herself and be in the moment and relax, I think definitely set her apart.
Hey, say Morgan, first I would like to tell you how happy I was when you got inducted into the GRIAC Hall of Fame as a 3-time champion down at the GRIAC meet, and I was really excited for you for that, and I know you had a great time going to the induction ceremony, and this is very well deserved. UMD Athletic Hall of Fame does not have a tremendous number of people in it, does not have a tremendous number of cross-country and track athletes in it, but your feats are certainly meritorious and well-deserving, and I'm so proud of you and so happy for you. And I gotta understand you're married now, so congratulations on that too.
Well, congratulations, Morgan. I'm so excited for you. This is so well deserved. You're such an amazing human being, and I am so incredibly excited for you, and I'm so honored to be your friend and to have been a small part of this journey with you. So congrats, my lovely friend.
Morgan, I just want to congratulate you on being inducted into the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame. It is pretty amazing to look back on your accomplishments as a Bulldog and see what you were able to do during your time here.
Everyone, the 3rd individual to represent the women's cross-country program and 8th women's track and field athlete to be inducted into the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame, Morgan Place Kowalik.
Good evening, everyone.
I would like to start by thanking everyone at UMD for their efforts in making this evening so special, for my fellow Hall of Fame inductees and our families and friends. I would like to congratulate my fellow Hall of Fame inductees as well on all your amazing accomplishments. It is truly an honor to be a part of this year's class of inductees. I'm so grateful and proud to be a Bulldog alumni. My 4 years of running and competing as a Bulldog hold some of my most cherished memories and accomplishments. I was fortunate enough to be surrounded by an amazing group of fellow athletes at that time who have become some lifelong friends. It was such a special time for me to train and compete with my fellow teammates who were dedicated and loved their sport as I did. We were a tight-knit group that supported one another and challenged each other to be the best that they could be and reach our goals. Not only did my teammates make my running experience at UMD so special, but the coaching staff did as well. I'm so thankful for John Folkrod and Joanna Warmington for their relentless time and their hard work they put into our team to give us every opportunity and chance at success. Their passion for track and cross country was clear to see and made working with them so enjoyable. When I think back on my 4 years of running at UMD, I'm beyond grateful and appreciative of the kindness, support, and the encouragement I received from faculty and staff, fellow teammates, and coaches. It will always remain a period of time in my life that I hold so dear to my heart. I feel very blessed to have had the opportunity to live out my running career and passion for running at UMD. I'm so humbled and honored to be recognized tonight and a member of this year's class of Hall of Fame. I'd like to say thank you again for all of the hard work that went into making this evening so special, and a big thanks to my family and friends for your love and support and for being here tonight. And a special thanks to my parents, Greg and Sarah Place, for traveling not only to all my middle school meets and high school meets, but across the country to watch me compete at the college level. It meant so much to have you there. Thank you.
Congratulations, Morgan. Our next inductee this evening comes from both the baseball and football programs, Jeff Caldor. Jeff was a 3-time all-conference first baseman. He was also UMD's starting quarterback for 2 seasons. On the diamond, he set the program's career record for home runs, 34, and RBIs, 137, and was the conference's batting and RBI champion in 1989. On the football field, he quarterbacked the UMD Bulldogs to an NSIC championship in 1990. Let's hear what others have to say about football and baseball team captain Jeff Caldor.
In school or in football situations, Jeff always seemed to have a winning smile about whatever we were talking about. He was very coachable and understanding, very motivated. He had great leadership skills and was always early to practices or games and always prepared, very well prepared.
I think we were pretty close. I mean, both on and off the field, and I called him a friend. I looked up to him. Actually, we had a healthy competition between the two of us, especially in baseball. I think we pushed one another, and it was a healthy competition. Wanted to see who could out hit each other, and like I say, more times than not, I got him, but a lot of times he got me. So it was a great competition. We laughed and joked about it. Friends to this day still stay in contact a little bit. Lives take you different ways, but he's a good friend. He's a good guy. I think people looked up to him. I looked up to him. I know the rest of them. My teammates looked up to him as well.
I think the first thing I would say about his situation going into the quarterback is patience. and that's something maybe a lot of guys struggle with. But I think, coming in as a quarterback, trying to play your first year is really, really tough as a quarterback, because you have to learn so much versus some of the other positions where you just kind of get the ball and run or go tackle that guy. Jeff had to learn the system and the patience that he had, knowing, coming there where there's already a starter that's got a couple years left, and he kind of knows that, and just his positivity going through that is certainly, a credit to him, to be able to handle that so well, that he kind of know that's the way it is, and to remain so positive without, complaining about anything, and staying in line that way was definitely a huge deal.
I'd like to congratulate Jeff Calder on his getting into the UMD Athletics Hall of Fame class of 2023. And it was a great thing to coach him, and an honor to have been chosen to give this interview for Jeff. Congratulations to Jeff, and proud of you, Coach Bratz.
Jeff, congratulations on your honor. It was a pleasure to be your teammate on the football field and on the baseball field. And it's a pleasure to be your teammate in the University of Minnesota Duluth Athletic Hall of Fame. Congratulations, well deserved.
Hey buddy, congrats. I can't tell you how much I'm excited for you and that you deserve this honor. And I just, again, when I had mentioned earlier, Jeff being a two-sport athlete is just, I don't think I ever realized how huge a deal that is. So you deserve it. Enjoy it. Congrats, buddy.
Thank you. I've been very nervous all day for this, so bear with me here. First of all, I want to say a thank you to Troy Osmus, Mike Petrich, and Coach Bratz for the kind words. That was very nice of you guys, so I appreciate that. To the selection committee, I'd like to say I really, really appreciate this award tonight. This is truly an honor to me and very much appreciated, so thank you. Congratulations to the other recipients. I read the bio on each one of you, and what a group, wow. It's very humbling for me to be up here with all of you, but I want to say congratulations to all the other recipients. It was mentioned earlier that not many things a person can accomplish on their own. We typically need support from other people. We need a good surrounding cast. We need an opportunity. And once in a while, we need a break, or we need a little luck. And this award for me is certainly no exception. I've been blessed with great people around me my whole life. I've had parents, loving, caring, supportive people who are always there for me, and my sisters. My parents were both teachers, and they instilled the importance of education in both my sisters and me. My father was a coach. He coached all but 3 of his kids at some point in his career. Sports were a big deal to our family. My parents, they knew the importance of the lifelong lessons that you learn through athletics. I was one of those kids that was a gym rat. I was always around. I was kind of like the neighbor boy that wouldn't go home. I was in the gym with my sisters, with my dad, practice, whatever, and I was always there, and I loved it. Sports were a big part of my life, and competing was a big part of my life. I want to say thanks to my parents and also my sisters who were always there for me and supporting me. To Brooke, 28 years you've been listening to my stories about UMD. God bless you. Thank you. And each time you act like you've never heard it before. But you have. So thank you. My oldest son is 24. When he was 10, we were sitting around the dinner table, and I started in on some UMD story. And he interrupts me, and he was annoyed. And he said, "Dad, I know, we've heard this 100 times." And I said, "Well, sunshine, guess what, man? You're gonna hear it for the 101st time." So, if I've been telling stories for 28 years and telling stories for 101 times, this place must have been pretty special to me. It sure was. Ted Bratz, my high school coach, is here with his wife, Cheryl. Thank you for supporting me over the years in both high school and football. High school baseball and football. You believed in me, and you threw me into the varsity fire as a 14-year-old freshman, varsity baseball. And then he did it again as a 15-year-old sophomore in varsity football. But thank you for having enough trust. Where is Coach? Thank you for having enough trust in, there he is. Thanks, Coach, for having enough trust and faith in me. I appreciate you and all you've done. Thanks for coming up tonight, too, you and Cheryl. It's a long drive for you guys, so thank you. My high school buddies. My man, right there, right here. Yep. You guys, we've got a lot of history. We seem to be always outside doing something with the ball, right? Whether it was football, baseball, basketball, whatever. So thank you. I learned a lot from you guys. I appreciate you guys. Mark Calloway, too. Thank you. My friends from Eau Claire that came. Thompson's up there. There's a few others that came from Eau Claire. Thank you for driving. I appreciate you. Okay? My teammates. Thanks to all of you. There's no way that I would be up here tonight heading for you guys. No way. So thank you. You are some of the finest athletes I've ever been around, and you're also probably exceptional people, more importantly. So thank you. Thank you. 36 years together, and here you are again tonight. That's pretty impressive. I think we're forever galvanized. To Gary Holquist, Karen Strumming, I just want to say to you, I've known you guys for a long time, and what you've done here is impressive. You've been mentors, coaches, teachers, administrators, and great ambassadors for this university. Where's Karen? And I think you guys deserve a round of applause. To Kurt Weezy and Bob Rentz. Kurt is the head football coach here, and Bob is the head baseball coach. We are lucky to have you guys as alumni. You guys have elevated the programs, and keep it going, man. Keep it going. And get a big win tomorrow to Kurt. We are lucky to have you. To Jim Molosky and Scott H.B. Honey Bear Hanna, I want to say this. First of all, to Coach Molosky, Coach Mo, I want to say this to him. And to HB. Thank you for the opportunity to play both football and baseball at UMD. You both gave me an opportunity to compete and play the sports that I loved. Jim Molosky's story, true story. 1986, I'm a punk senior in high school. Long hair, I need a haircut, long hair kid. And Vince Reppes, the defensive coordinator and lead recruiter, calls me up. And he says, "Jeff, we'd like you to come up to UMD, tour the campus, see the facilities, and then meet with Coach Molosky." I said, "Right on, let's do it." I came up here with my father, and we took a tour, beautiful campus. I was looking for three things. Number one, I wanted a fine university that I could get a great education. Number two is I wanted a strong athletic department in both men's and women's sports. I didn't want to lose. I didn't want to come to wherever and lose. Number three is I wanted the football coach to say, "Yes, Jeff, you can play my first love, baseball, also." So those were the three things. So I came in, we took a tour of the facilities, 1986. Vince took us around. I said, "This is great, this place is awesome." Afterwards, he says, "I want you to meet Jim Molosky." Jim Molosky, for those who don't know, was a living legend around here. He was an iconic football coach that had been here for many, many years, and he had won a lot of games. And here I was, long-haired hippie kid from little town in Wisconsin, and our paths were going to collide. So I walked into his office, true story. I walk into his office. He says, sit down, to me and my dad. And I'm like, well, yes, sir, we'll sit down. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this coach is a living legend. He gets guys up here. There's got to be a magic hook that he has to get. What's his best line that he's going to give me? Is it going to be, Jeff, we love you. Jeff, we need you. Or was it going to be, Jeff, we've got to have you? Or was it going to be, you come here, son, I'll get you the NFL. Whatever it was. So I'm thinking in my head, what's he going to say? He says, sit down. I sat down. He leans back in his chair, puts his arms behind his head. I lean forward, and I said, here it comes. His best line ever. He wants me. He says, Jimmy, we don't want you here unless you want to come here. True story. True story. I said, excuse me, coach, but my name is Jeff. You know what he said? Yeah, Jimmy, but you don't understand. We want guys that want to come here and win. That was my first taste of humble pie for the next 5 years. True story. Well, I said, Coach, I got one question for you. Would it be okay if I play baseball and football? He's like, yeah, that's fine. We got guys that are doing that right now. I said, great. So remember, 3 things. Great university, check. Great athletics, check. Played 2 sports, check. Here I was. 1 year later, I started football in 1987. I met Scott Honeybear Hanna. He was the assistant football coach and the head baseball coach. Where is HB? There he is, HB. I met you fall of 87, and I said, Coach, I want to try out for the baseball team. And he says, yeah, you can try out. I'm like, man, this place is tough. What happened to, I want you. What happened? Anyways, so fast forward to January, we started practice. January of 1988, freshman year. We started practice in the field house. 2 months of practice in the field house. Horrible. Took a bus to Georgia, remember? We took a bus to Georgia every year. And we played schools down there. Game one, I get off the bus, and all of a sudden I hear this barking behind me. Calder. He called me Calder. I said, Calder, you're starting at first base. Don't screw it up. I said, yes, sir, I'll try not to. And there we were. 4 years later, we won a lot of games. We had a lot of fun. Coach Hanna was a tough guy. He was from the Coach Milosky coaching tree. There wasn't a lot of attaboys, but here's what we knew. We knew that he was loyal, and he loved us guys. He believed in me. He believed in his guys. And we always knew that you had our back. And I really knew it in the spring of 1991 when I had 24 guys from another university coming out of their dugout at me after a collision at first base. And I turn around, and here comes the cavalry, led by HB. Later on that evening, one of my teammates said, Flash, when you knocked that guy over at first base, he said, HB stood up and said, famously, boys, let's roll. Thank you for that. Because I didn't know what I was going to do with 24 guys coming out. In closing, I just want to say this. This university means so much to me. It's given me so much, a great education, an opportunity to play sports at a very high level, and mostly meet some really, really great people. I am forever thankful and grateful to this fine university. I am forever a Bulldog. Go Dogs. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jeff. Our next inductee this evening comes from the women's hockey program, Carolyn Willett. Now buckle up. Carolyn was a two-time AHCA first-team All-American in 2004 and 2005. A two-time top 10 finalist for the Patty Kazmir Award, including a top 3 finalist in 2005. She wrapped up her career as a Bulldog, ranked 3rd in program history with 229 career points in 97 games. She won an NCAA national championship as part of the 2003 squad, where she was named the 2003 Frozen Four's most valuable player and was an assistant coach on UMD's 2008 national title team. Carolyn was named to the WCHA All-Decade Team for 1999 through 2009. As a professional, she won 4 Clarkson Cups and was twice named the most valuable player in the Canadian Women's Hockey League. On the national stage was a 4-time Olympic gold medalist and 6-time IIHF Women's World Gold and Silver medalist with Team Canada. She was inducted into both the International Ice Hockey Federation Hall of Fame earlier this year, and in November will be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Let's hear more about Carolyn Willett.
The first time I knew of Carolyn coming to UMD and then seeing her play was at the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics. I actually was working at the Olympics at the time, and I got to witness her play with Team Canada, and it was just quite shocking in some ways, thinking that this young gold medalist was going to play for UMD. And just watching her play and her power and her, just her presence at that young age, at her first Olympics, it was so impressive, and it was really quite exciting to think that she was coming to UMD.
My first impressions of Carolyn Willett as a person and as a player was that she was calm and strong. And the more I got to know Carolyn, the better I got to know Carolyn, she became even more calm and more strong. And she's the epitome of that on the ice and as a human being.
Well, Carol's she's a very competitive player, which at the same time is good because she'll compete as hard in practices as she does in games, and that kind of influences people around her to do the same.
Again, that relentlessness, and I think that goal, that Dartmouth goal, really defines, we think about like the mama mentality, with Kobe, it's out there, and that was really kind of the mama mentality, like, I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna put this puck in the net and nobody's gonna stop me.
Carolyn, congratulations. We are so proud here in Duluth of all you have accomplished. You deserve this honor as much as anybody else in the world that has been honored by Hall of Fame induction. You have done so much for UMD and for the game of hockey for all the girls around the world, setting a bar really high. And we thank you for that on behalf of all the girls in the world who want to play hockey and who want to be like you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and thank you so much for being a great athlete, a great friend, and congratulations.
Carolyn, I'd like to personally congratulate you on all of the Hall of Fame honors that you're receiving. You are being inducted into so many Hall of Fames. Each and every one is important, and each and every one is very deserving. I want to thank you for being such a good role model for all of us as a person, as a player, as a coach. Many of us have learned so much from you and continue to love and respect you. And as always, proud coach.
Félicitations, ma chérie, pour ton intronisation à UMD. Ça a influencé beaucoup de joueuses à travers tes années à UMD, dont moi, puis j'en serai toujours reconnaissante. Je t'aime beaucoup. À bientôt, bye.
Grandma, congratulations. You deserve every bit of this. I know that you've had the great honor of being recognized throughout the world of hockey, especially in the last year at the highest levels, and that's never been the mission for you. It's always been about what kind of a difference you can make in the lives of young girls and women, and you are one of the best examples that we could have in the game of women's hockey these days. So I'm very lucky to have had the opportunity to play with you and to call you a dear friend. And I look forward to continuing to see what our potential will be moving forward. You know, at one time we were 17, young and promising, and I think we're over 40 now. So I'm looking forward to seeing just how you continue to grow the game of hockey and make a difference in this world.
The third player to represent the women's hockey program in the UMD Athletic Hall of Fame, Carolyn Willett.
I do need those now. My clinical. My eye doctor did say welcome to your 40s. And I said, at least I made it 4 years past. So in everything in life, it's always about perspective. I didn't expect to feel this emotional until I saw three people I dearly love have those amazing testimony about my career and about the friend that I am to them, so that was truly special. I will leave tonight feeling truly inspired by all the other inductees and all the speeches that we've heard tonight. I've laughed, I was emotional, I was inspired, and I think we all have something in common. We absolutely all adored every single day we got to wear the Bulldogs jersey. It is so great for me to be back here in Duluth, a place I so loved. I want to thank the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, as well as Chancellor McMillan and Athletic Director Forrest Carr for this incredible honor. A special thank you to Jesse Robinson, who worked tirelessly to make this event happen. I know I was one of the high maintenance inductee probably you had to chase. I also want to congratulate all the other inductees on their remarkable careers as a Bulldog. A special appreciation to my great friend Nicole, who was an inspiration to me and my teammates during our time at UMD. This is already the 25th year of the UMD Women's Hockey Program, and I recognize that so many other women would be worthy of this honor. Duluth is home to so many amazing memories and a very, very special 6 years of my life. When I think about my career in hockey, I feel so grateful for all the people that I met along the way here in Duluth, coaches, teammates, and staff members, from therapists to equipment managers to everyone that worked in the UMD athletic department that made our journey here at UMD a truly special one. I feel so fortunate that I discovered the game of hockey as a kid, and that it became a passion and something that I wanted to invest all of myself into. It took me 2 years to convince my parents to let me play hockey. My dad had never seen a girl play the game. I played with boys from 9 to 17, being the only girl on my team. I heard about every possible name calling. These challenges helped me develop resiliency, and I take also a deeper appreciation of how lucky I was to play the game when so many women around me didn't get the same opportunity. When I was around 17, the phone started ringing from various NCAA universities who wanted to recruit me. I was not interested at the time for multiple reasons, the biggest one being that I did not speak English. If you did not notice, I am very French. I was also super shy, and I was on a career path that would see me become a police officer in Montreal while I continued my career on the Canadian national team. In 2001, I was centralized for my first opportunity to try out to make the Olympic team. During that season, one coach had not given up on me, and that person was Shannon Miller. She kept taking the time to check in and see how my season was going, and talking to me about the successful program she was building at UMD. I was later successful in making Team Canada to participate in the 2002 Olympic Games, where we earned Olympic gold. That experience surpassed everything I had imagined, and after returning to Montreal, all I wanted was to go to the Olympic Games again and again. So suddenly, continuing to invest in my hockey career and pursuing a college education made complete sense. So I came on a visit to UMD, and I knew right away that this would be the place where I would be challenged in every aspect and where it would empower me to take my game to the next level. I did not know one person at UMD. I had only seen Shannon Miller on TV. She was quite intimidating at the time. I only knew of the several Olympians that played here at UMD. I saw them practice during my visit, I saw them training off ice, and I knew this was the right fit. From day one, I loved every single day that I got to be a Bulldog. At the time, not many Canadians left for the NCAA. My parents did not want me to leave, and some Hockey Canada coaches either. Why make a change when you're already playing at the highest possible level? But I was attracted to the fact that UMD had won a national championship the year before. And I later witnessed them winning a second national championship in a row. I wanted to come to a team where I could win, where I would have to work to earn every bit of the ice time I was going to deserve. Coming to UMD was the best decision of my career. It was a highly uncomfortable one in the sense that I did not know anyone, but also because I had never written a paper in English when I arrived here. I believe this decision allowed me to have the 16-year career that I had on the national team. At UMD, I met Olympians from all around the world that train and practice hard to become the best athletes that they could. I was so lucky to play alongside players like Erica Olst, Maria Root, Julian Vasicek, Anne Sikio, Jenny Potter, and Noémie Marin, to name only a few. I graduated in 2005 with a double major in women's studies and criminology, which I absolutely loved. I'm also super proud to be able to stand here and tell you that I graduated with honors, knowing how far I had come. From day one, I was super grateful to this incredible environment, grateful for the scholarship I was receiving. So I also wanted to excel with my education. Thank you to all the wonderful professors that I had along the way. Beth Bartlett and John Archer are two I fondly remember. And also a special hi to Joe and Jenny Johnson, who were huge supporters of our program, looking from above. Wonderful, wonderful people that were like second family to me here in Duluth. Shannon became the most influential leader and mentor I had ever had. Shannon and her coaches, including Stacy Wilson and Mimu, taught me leadership, what leadership truly was, which meant accountability for your actions and responsibility for how you carried yourself at all times, but also awareness of others and the importance of building meaningful relationships. Shannon knew exactly which button to push to get the best out of her athletes. She made us compete in a way that we would embrace any role we were trusted with. She made us want to play for one another. She was successful when people expected her team to win. She was successful when no one gave her team a chance to win. People don't realize how hard it is to win a national championship. As a matter of fact, most of the best female and male athletes never get to experience a national championship. UMD has won an impressive 5 under Shannon's leadership. One of my favorite hockey memories to this day is winning the 2003 NCAA National Championship in double overtime here in Duluth at the deck in front of a sold-out crowd. I'll never forget that moment. I still remember the speech pre-game, how confident and prepared I felt from day one of the leadership that we've had from the coaches of the team we had built and become, we were ready for that challenge. We were ready to showcase that we had the best team in front of our home crowd, the best supporters in the league, in my opinion. It was also the first time that my parents drove the 20 hours from Montreal to Duluth to come watch me play. And after the game, they told me I had made the right decision. And that felt quite great. Besides helping me become the best version of myself as a player, Shannon also inspired me to pursue coaching as a career. She invited me to return to UMD as an assistant coach in 2006. I was also fortunate to get to win an NCAA national title with the 2008 team, once again here in Duluth. What are the chances that you get to win twice at home in such a special place? That team had overcome so much adversity, and to this day, it is one of my favorite memories as a coach. Right from the start of my coaching career, Shannon trusted me with important team responsibility, and I will always remember her saying to me, "My greatest challenge is to mentor you so that one day you can become your own head coach." Well, Shannon, you were the best mentor one could have. I am beyond grateful of this, as I now like to say that I get to do the second best thing in the world after playing, which is coaching. I get to work with passionate and driven student athletes, help them grow as players and athletes. I hope that I can help them find a voice, guide them through the struggles, and see them become strong and confident women. I believe that I speak on behalf of my UMD teammates by saying that we hope to see a reconciliation between Shannon and UMD. And just seeing her tonight on the screen was a very special moment, so I thank you for that. And we hope for that so that our rich history lives on, and that everyone that were involved, the coaches, the staff, the players, are always celebrated. In closing, I wish also to thank a special woman in my life, Chancellor Catherine Martin, a wonderfully strong woman that believed in equal opportunities for all student athletes at UMD. She built the strong foundation of our program's success. Thank you once again to my coaches, staff, and teammates who elevated me each day to be a better athlete, hockey player, teammate, and leader. Special thanks to my friend Julian Vasicek and my coach Mimu who are here tonight. You are so special to me. Thank you again for this great honor. Congratulations again to all the other inductees. And I want to wish all the best to our Bulldog teams for the season. Go Bulldogs. Love you all. Thank you.
Congratulations, Carolyn. Our 10th and final inductee this evening comes from the men's football program, Russ Robbie. Russ came to UMD as a walk-on who went on to be an All-American. He finished his career holding program records for career sacks, 29, and tackles for a loss, 45.5, while also holding single-season records in those same categories. He was a two-time All-Conference selection and became the second player in program history to participate in the Hula Bowl, a NCAA Division I All-Star game. Russ went on to sign a professional contract with the NFL's New Orleans Saints and was also signed by the New York Giants and the San Francisco 49ers. He was selected in the third round of the 2006 NFL Europe League Draft, where he played for the Hamburg Sea Devils in 2006. Let's hear what others have to say about Russ.
Before we were room together, I was going to room with a high school friend that was going to play baseball at UMD and chose another school last minute, and got roomed with Russ, who was a walk-on. And I was concerned going into it that if he doesn't make the team and leave school, that I'm going to get stuck with a regular student as a roommate. And the joke was on me, clearly. Here we are. But happy-go-lucky guy, aw-shucks mentality, and just a very likable human, right? If you don't like Russ Robbie, there's something wrong with you.
I mean, my first impressions were, wow, this guy's athletic.
You know, he played safety in high school and ended up playing really outside linebacker, defensive end here by the time his career was over. So it was kind of a transition for us, or you know, a little bit of a projection on what he was going to be in college. But I think the biggest thing was, and I'll never forget the first day of practice. Back in the day, we used to test our guys like vertical jump, 40, those kind of things. And I remember watching him jump out of the gym in the vertical jump and run a really good 40. And Coach Nielsen came over to me at the time and said, hey, I'm going to put this kid on scholarship money. So I think it was the quickest walk-on to scholarship money ever, but Russ did come here as a walk-on, and obviously he had a great career.
You know, for anyone that knows Russ, knows that, I mean, whatever, if there's something that he wants and something that he loves and is passionate about, he'll do whatever it takes to make it a success. You know, he's a man that will not accept failure, and that's something that he puts forth with everything that he does.
Russ, you set the standard for the Bulldog front seven. We couldn't be prouder of you on behalf of everyone that was fortunate enough to step on the field with you wearing the same colored uniform. Congratulations. We can't wait to celebrate with you all weekend. It is your weekend. Congrats, buddy. We love you.
Russ, first of all, you know, congrats on getting in the Hall of Fame. You know, I think it's much deserved, and you know, I think you're in the Hall of Fame not only as a player but as a person. You know, consider you a lifelong friend, and I'm really happy for you. And again, congratulations.
Well, I just want to say congratulations, Russ. We're very proud of you. This is a huge moment, and you know, very well deserved. You worked hard for this, and I'm happy that you're having this moment now. You know, our boys already think you are the fastest, strongest, biggest, and best dad in the world. You're better than all the other dads. And I know that they don't really get the magnitude of what this means right now, being inducted into the Hall of Fame. But when they do, you know, now they get to add that to the list too, their dad's a Hall of Famer. We're all so proud of you, and so happy that you get to have this moment.
It's typed out. Nicole, I'm old school. I had it typed out. Not very good with phones yet. Wow. Thank you. Pretty cool. So, if you guys didn't know, I played with a little bit of motion. It worked. I want to say thank you to the Hall of Fame board for getting me on the squad. Pretty cool. Jeff, Kelly, great job. Great job introducing me. Way to go. It's like, you know, I'm ready. Let's do this. I kind of want to play it. You know, I think I still got it. I'm still doing, you know, sprints and stuff. So I talked to Reese here earlier. I thought maybe I could be a third down guy. So not just one, but a couple. Might have to move me inside. I'm not sure I can run the hoop that good anymore. So congratulations to all the other inductees today. Very cool. You guys' stories are amazing. I mean, unlike Caroline, getting recruited at 17, I think I was down in my basement trying to figure out if I was going to play college football or not. So, with a couple other high school buddies. So, but very cool. Thank you all that came to support me. It means the world to me. So I'll read my speech here before I get too jacked up. So wow, thank you. It's an honor to stand here, looking up my family, friends who supported me, worked, practiced, played beside me for all my years.
I want to start off by thanking my family first, my mom, my dad who passed too soon, my wife, my Kelly and the Curvers family, my brother and his family, my friends, my teammates, my mentors, and all my coaches from middle school, high school, and college. Each and every one of you have made an impact on me in one way or another and contributed to bringing me into this moment. If you were to tell me in high school that I was going to be standing here today with 3 NFL seasons behind me, still holding some school records, and now I'm being inducted in the Hall of Fame, I think you're talking about someone else. But don't get me wrong, I had lofty goals. I wanted to play in front of big crowds. And, you know, those are dreams. Sometimes those dreams don't become reality, so standing here today is very cool. I had actually committed to a different university besides UMD, but luck would have it. I was selected as an alternate for the Wisconsin All-Star game and ended up competing there. There I realized I made the wrong decision. I met all these great, talented, fun guys, and they were all going to UMD. And I'm like, wow, let's do this. So with the new plan in place, all the boys that were kind of like me, a little crazy, a little wild, fun, we all decided to bleach our hair blonde because that was cool. And then, so we were on the north, won the game, so that was just icing on the cake to come up to the UMD. I think we had like 10 or 11 guys come up, it was awesome. Now, I had never actually been to UMD, but I heard they needed tight ends. So I thought, well, I could play tight end, being from a small school. I played offense, defense, just about every position in the book besides kicker. Bob Nielsen was a coach at the time. I contacted him. I said, I hear you're looking for tight ends. I can play tight end. He said, well, who are you? I'm like, well, I'm Russ Robbie, coach from Lake Holcomb. He goes, yes, well, we're looking for athletes, Russ. Send up some tape. So I sent up some fuzzy VHS tape, and the following week he invited me to campus. Long story short, he offered me a spot as a walk-on. So when practice started, my eyes were big and wide. Coming from a small school, college is different. I remember getting into some drills. And I was supposed to run and tackle and pick up this 260-pound linebacker and run with him. And I'm 205 pounds soaking wet at the time. And I thought, it's going to break my back. I'm like, this is real. There's no way I can play at the next level. Unbelievable. Who are these guys? And I also remember later that week in the 2 days, I heard whispers of who they were going to announce to be redshirted. That week, Coach Stager, who you saw on the film there, in our linebacking meeting, he called me up and he said, hey, drop our defense, Russ. I'm like, all right, I get up there and draw an X. Go to the X, another X. And he goes, sit down! And I'm like, oh, not good, huh? Anyways, the next day, he tells me, he goes, I think we're going to redshirt you. I said, that's probably a pretty good idea. Life would continue on. We would work out, run, repeat, until I had a pivoting point in my life. After one of our games against Bemidji in 2002, a breakout game for me. I think I tied the record for tackles in that game, so it was pretty cool. I was getting compliments and notices from the teammates, and I did what we always did after the game, hang out with the fam, go out to eat, or catch up and go home. Remember after the game, my dad made a comment, Russ, that was a great game. I was excited for you. It was great to hear your name over the loudspeakers, but they kept saying your name, play after play, tackle after tackle. I was almost wanting other people to get the tackle, give some others a chance, but I was sure excited and proud of you. We left, we said our goodbyes, gave our hugs, and that was the last time I'd see him. The next night I got a call from my brother. My dad passed away unexpectedly. I didn't know what to do. Lots of emotions, lots of thoughts crossed my path. Do I quit school, take a year off, help my mom? By the way, my mom doesn't need help. She's a rock star. I love you, Mom. The team came down to the funeral. Not just a couple guys, but the entire busload of teammates came down. I came back up to play the next week, and I'm sure I didn't run one correct play out there, but I had a lot of emotion to feed off of. The rest of the season and the next 2 years were filled with passion, desire, and emotion. I was able to harness that emotion during the week and let it out on game days. I'm very lucky to have such great teammates, coaches who have been around to work with me to coach me up one moment at a time. I had a great run at UMD and into the pros, but I could not have done it without my mom, my dad, my brother, my teammates, my roommates' parents. They fed us. Coaches at all levels, middle school and college, and the trainers for keeping me healthy and not ever missing a game. Thank you to all that are here and not here who have helped shape me into the person I am and will continue to be. I look forward to seeing the Bulldog tradition continue, and maybe I'll be cheering on a nephew or niece, or even one of my sons, Ryan or William, as a future Bulldog. I love you all, and thank you so much for sharing this moment with me. I know you've heard it before, all you dogs up there, but you know, in Stagger we always say, hey, we're not here for a long time, so let's have a good time. And let's have a good time tonight. Go Dogs!
Congratulations, Russ. I think that's an excellent way to conclude the evening. Before we wrap things up, we would once again like to thank the UMD Food Service and Blackwoods for the appetizers and beverages, as well as the Weber Music Hall crew for hosting this event. And thank you to Mellon Productions for putting all of the plaques together for our inductees. So once again, let's give them and our Hall of Fame committee a round of applause. Reminder, we have plenty of homecoming events tomorrow with the football tailgate beginning at 9 a.m., followed by the kickoff at noon. Then UMD volleyball hits the courts at 4 p.m. Once again, congratulations to our 2003 UMD Athletic Hall of Fame class. Have a great rest of the night, and go Dogs!